Of course, this is a 12-round fight. In kickboxing, Rico's championship fights were 5 3-minute rounds, but I mentioned earlier, he did recently compete in a one-night, 8-man tournament where he fought 3 3-round fights in a single night.
The angles there, the shots here from
Usyk.
Just flowing a lot better now, Usyk. Not loading up with the shots.
That's Usyk now. That was a good shot. So you had the little uppercut as he was coming forward there from Usyk. Knocked the gum shield out. He needs to find different angles here, Alexander Usyk.
Stay switched on a couple of times there. He had his left hand low and he got caught with a couple of right hands.
A much better round 4 here from the champ.
Back. Everything is being through.
That fight available on DAZN as part of your Ultimate subscription. Round 5 here between Rico and Usyk. A lot of people didn't think it'd even go this far. What was your official predictions, guys?
Oh, that Usyk wins any way he wants to, quite comfortable, and stops him within 5 rounds. That's the truth of it.
Yeah, but around 6, 7, I thought, mid-rounds.
But it hasn't been the fight we thought. Not at all. And you've got to give credit there to Max Verhoeven. It's him. He's the best.
Just loaded up with that right hand, Verhoeven. Nice little step back on the left.
Nice left there from Usyk. Rico just coming forward methodically, trying to just walk through those punches.
Really leaning on.
Let's bring in Mike Coppinger with a scorecard.
Yeah, Todd, I mean, Vigor Verhoeven's been incredibly impressive. I mean, an active jab, he's moving his head, he's aggressive, he's confident. Usyk did a lot better in that 4th round, but Rico's still in this fight, and no matter what happens now, we're all impressed by Rico.
Yeah, I think, you know, he's ahead, but you feel tide is shifting here, is changing. Usyk, center of the ring, as I say, more active with the hands. Seems to step to his right-hand side a little bit and meet Verhoeven, who's moving constantly to his left-hand side with that right hook.
You guys talked about all the feints that Rico was going to have to react to that Usyk was going to give him. Rico's a feint machine in this fight.
But also, he's constantly doing something with his hands. He's twitching with his shoulders, constantly moving him up and down, and that maybe takes the focus of Usyk a little bit slightly. And then when he does attack, he can't read it as good as he normally does.
I think, again, you asked a question about Peter Fury. What does he implement? And I think, you know, the non-punching activity with the hands, always feinting, you know, that's something he's put into Verhoeven for sure.
Rico Verhoeven said he used to spar Tyson Fury and get destroyed every time, but he came back for more and more. And then Tyson kept inviting him to his training camp because he knew just how tough Rico was, and that he would always come forward, and that's what he Rico. We'll have to see Coppinger's scorecard here in a little bit. He might have given that one to the kickboxing king.
Голову пускай когда идет. А? Голову пускай когда идет. И куда он под его разматывает, закрой потом перед, как самоучиться. Понятно все?
There you go. Go light and then come behind them. The second phase attack. Understand? Yeah? Keep that chin down. Yeah. Hey, Cessna. No, Cessna.
Well, it may not quite be kiss the cross necklace time for Usyk like he did against Tyson Fury, guys, but how concerned should Usyk fans be right now?
I don't think there's any cause for concern right now. It's just, you feel there's more to come. You feel he will start up in the tempo. It's a good start to this 6th round from the Ukrainian, but it does need to start to happen.
What a performance so far from Rico Verhoeven. I don't know anyone who picked him to win this fight outside of his friends and family, and even they probably had some real questions about it.
He does that well when he leans on.
I'll tell you one thing as well. I think Usyk might be struggling with that weight he's carrying here. He's a lot heavier than what he normally is. And the movement, the lateral movement certainly, the swaying side to side, is so much less than it ever has been.
Pretty similar stats when you look through round 5.
It's interesting. I thought I would have seen a lot more jabs landing from Usyk.
I love the way when Rico gets Usyk against the ropes, not only does he put his weight on him, Barry, but he's throwing punches and scoring points.
Yes, and even if they're not landing, the impression that he's always busy, and that's important for the judges' eyes in rounds that might be scrappy. He'll give it to the guy who's doing the more work, whether it's effective or not in the end.
And again, Rico marching forward, landing punches.
Again, changing up the pace of the fight as well. He's on the back foot now, look, trying to push Usyk back. He has success with that right to the body, doesn't he?
There's a fake there from Usyk.
I mean, Barry, by any metric, Usyk doesn't look like Usyk tonight. Is that because maybe he's struggled himself, or is Rico making him look like this?
It's hard. You've got to say it's Rico, haven't you? I mean, he looks a little bit. He doesn't look as in shape as he normally is, Usyk. But that's, you can't make that. You can't use that as an excuse. You knew how to fight. You got to get fit for the fight. You got to get ready for the fight. You got to win the fight.
You mentioned it, Todd. That leaning on, he really does push on, and he'll throw some heavy shots. And it's something that I don't think he's been used to, Usyk.
Well, Rico is a workout fiend. He never cuts corners. In sensational shape at all times. And right now, he still looks good and has that movement, constant, non-stop movement that he started the fight with. And you see a couple more landed jabs.
And a nice little long left hook there as well, there from Verhoeven. Still nice and supple on his feet.
Yeah,
movement.
I thought by this sort of time that the spring would have gone out the step of Verhoeven. It hasn't.
And now it's Rico's back against the ropes.
He just looks lethargic, doesn't he? Usyk.
He looks un-Usyk-like, for sure. If you've never seen him fight before, there's no way you think he's the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. As we bring back in Alistair Overeem, did you think Rico was going to make it this far?
As a matter of fact, I thought it would be later rounds, but I thought Usyk would be more dominant. So Rico is fighting a perfect fight. He's using his weight, he's using his combinations, he's using his footwork, he's not standing still. And scoring a lot more points than I initially thought.
Well, Alistair, earlier tonight you said if Rico moves a lot with those big legs, he's going to get very tired in the later rounds. Do you still believe that?
I didn't say that. That was somebody else. I think Eddie Hearn. I know that Rico does a lot of sprint workouts. He does a lot of stair work. I know his legs are very strong, and I've actually never seen Rico gas in the glory fight. So,
well, my apologies for putting your words in your mouth, Alistair. Either way, Rico is shining bright right now here next to the pyramids in Egypt.
Seconds out, round 7.
Round 7, scheduled for 12, and I think anyone who's watching right now thinks Rico is probably winning this fight, including our official score, or unofficial score, Mike Coppinger. How do you have it through 6 full rounds, Mike?
Yeah, Todd, so far I have Usyk winning just the 1 round, and I think Rico's been really impressive, and really his defense too. I mean, he's making Usyk miss a lot in there. His jab has been on point, and I think lost in all this, it's really been an entertaining fight.
Indeed, here in round 7. And we're getting to a point, gentlemen, if Rico the champ, I can hang with him.
Nice little looping right hand there from Verhoeven. Usyk's got to start moving off his jab. Off Verhoeven's jab. When he throws it, he got to start spinning on the outside, making getting some work into play. Those uppercuts through the middle.
Usyk.
Alistair said there, it doesn't look like there's any signs of him slowing down, does it? Verhoeven looks fresh in there still. There's a spring in the step. I'm surprised with the mindset and the ability to work his opponent out. He's not read this movement of Verhoeven, constantly going to his left.
And now Usyk switching stances to southpaw. He just can't figure this guy out.
I tell you what, he's got to get his head on here, Usyk.
Usyk going to open up a little bit. Maybe he's sensing what we are all seeing.
That this is remarkable. It really, really is.
Rico said, listen, this is no fairy tale. This won't be a miracle if I beat him. This will be hard work, dedication, and a lot of discipline. Yes, I've been fighting kickboxing for almost 2 decades. However, I've been training as the boxer for 15 years under the tutelage of Peter Fury, and I'm here to showcase my skills.
Those skills are really working right now. This
is incredible.
Usyk doesn't have an answer for any of this at the minute. He's stationary, he's easy to hit.
And another round for Verhoeven.
And a good right hand right before the bell as well, and Usyk kind of throws his hands up to say, what's going on here? And gentlemen, I'll ask you, what is going on here?
I tell you what, I think, we're not going to say Usyk's out of shape, but he's not having got his head on, he should be doing better. But Van Hoven's boxing brilliant. Constantly jittery with his shoulders, hard to read, punching long with his long arms, heavy right hand. But when he throws his punches, he commits to the attack, and it's working.
Feels you're in the forward position, let your right hand go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah? And look, throw light to the head, step in again, and work the body.
Yes, sir.
Look, single shots, if you've got time to recover and move.
Yes, sir.
Throw your light shots, and come in behind them.
Yes, sir.
But, kick your foot.
10 seconds.
Come on!
Could that setting we just see there be the place for one of the biggest upsets we've ever seen?
A look up to the gods for Alexander Usyk, who almost looks like he's in a trance or something in there. Not sure what is going on. Maybe he's being mesmerized by Rico Verhoeven in his second professional boxing match. Guys, if he wins this fight, he'll be the first fighter in the history of the sport to win a world title in his second professional fight.
And also, you've got to think, the fighters that couldn't beat Usyk. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing, they couldn't beat him, and then this guy just walks into the sport. Brilliant, and obviously the master of what he does, of course, in his sport, but he walks into the sport and beats our champion.
But even at this version, you used to see this version in the past of Verhoeven fighting, you'd say he has no chance against Usyk. But the unpredictability of the way he's fighting in there, and the way he's leaning on, and that physical presence has been incredible.
I'm still just waiting for Usyk to turn it on. You know, we've seen so many fights over the years where a guy is losing every round and then boom.
Usyk, though obviously doesn't have to...
Smash right hand. Everything smelling like roses for Rico. And another right hand. He's beating the champion of the game.
This is absolutely phenomenal. What a great effort this is. When will Usyk wake up?
The standard bearer for upsets in boxing history is Buster Douglas over Mike Tyson. Guys, this wouldn't be too far behind now.
I tell you what, he looks like a fighter. If he was a lighter weight, it'd make the weight wrong when they're really lethargic and they can't get going. But that you can't use as an excuse because he doesn't have to make weight.
I can't read this rhythm either.
But you know, Rico still cannot afford to make one mistake because Usyk will capitalize. Think about all the hundreds of amateur fights he's had, the undisputed run at cruiserweight, the undisputed run at heavyweight. He's seen almost every type of style imaginable, but he can't figure out this style.
But Usyk has hit him with good shots. And except for that a few rounds ago when he wobbled him, all the other